What is up, and welcome to the show. That pause. Yeah. What is up, and welcome to. I think I'm live. I'm never 100% sure. I think I'm live. Welcome to the show. You are listening to Day Glow Abortions with How Long Will You Go, followed by My Kingdom on Earth. How are you doing? I am labeling this a super secret show. So this is my normally in news and views. This is going to be more views than news. I got kind of a lot of thoughts. I haven't done an episode like this in a minute or two. This is not a welcome new subscriber. I realized a couple things. So one of the main reasons I'm calling this a super secret show is we have gotten a lot of new viewers and subscribers to the live streams. However, I have noticed the vertical format live streams, YouTube seems to push them in a different way. The algorithm seems to work differently for those than it does for this format, and that's okay with me, actually. Like, this show has always been meant to be pretty niche. I talk about just whatever I want to. It's kind of meant to be late night, a little bit kind of like public access, like maybe something weird you just stumble upon is the idea. So it's not necessarily for everyone. None of my content really is. So if you showed up and you're like, what is this? I don't know. Stick around or don't. That's up to you. But thank you for watching. Thanks to longtime viewers and subscribers as well. I always very much appreciate you. But yeah, no, if you are here from one of the newer live streams, welcome. And yeah, this is pretty much the regular format of this show. So like I said, this episode's going to be lighter on news and more. I just have like a lot of things to unpack and my own kind of vloggy stuff, and actually not really my own vloggy stuff. Nothing really interesting happened at work, but. Yeah, no, we are going to talk about the algorithm itself. This is My Kingdom on Earth by Dayglow Abortions. Yeah, I will give you. No, we'll do some top headlines. Aaron lessons. I think into a category 3. I could be wrong. Takeaways from. But yeah, no, I have a bunch of record unboxings. I did go to the Minus the Bear, Minus the Bear, Menos El Oso record release party, or not record, yeah, no, record release party. I do have a copy of the vinyl 4 days early, exclusive. Yeah, it was a listening party. Those are always weird to me. I talked about this in the thing. I don't really know. It's you kind of just show up and you listen with other people who are strangers, and you kind of know you're there for the same reason. The Barbie listening party, possibly my first listening party ever, had a very specific feeling to it because, I don't know, everyone was there in pink. I don't know. I will say it didn't surprise me that Minus the Bear attracts a pretty broad spectrum, I would say, across age, gender, fan base. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But older. I mean, some of the younger people were the kids of the fans, I'm assuming, who were there with them. Maybe Minus the Bear fans themselves, raised on it. But I am going to, so I will be playing something off of that. This is, again, the 20th anniversary edition indie variant pressed on translucent magenta vinyl, limited to 2,000 copies. Includes 5 previously unreleased demos, 24-page photo booklet, D-side etching, and download card. Oh. All the technical stuff. pause. I don't want to pause. Okay. This is the moving sidewalks with No Good to Cry. But yeah, no, like I said, we will talk about the algorithm itself, including what people are saying you can and can't say, and what, people feeling like their content is suppressed. I have mixed feelings about it, though I am now with reservations saying I think I see I am seeing evidence of what other people are talking about. I'm never 100% certain, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Again, this is whoops. No Good to Cry by Moving Sidewalk. But no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it is. I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. Like what? Part of me is okay, this is great. This is a proof of concept of something I've been doing and insisting on doing my own way that suddenly people are interested in. I do, yeah, 2 of my videos have gotten over 8,000 views in the last week. One of them, I posted 2 videos in one day, and each of them went separate. Yeah, no, I mean, it is weird. It is wild. But it's happened before, and I keep waiting for the algorithm to self-correct. And it is a little bit. I'll give an example. I did a trash video about a week ago, and it got 900 views. It was just literally, it was like I aimed the camera at the bucket, and and I've got one of those grabber things, and I'm just picking up trash and occasionally commenting on the trash, like, oh, a Jolly Ranchers wrapper or whatever. Like, I'm literally like, that's the show. 900 people watched that, and several people liked it, and it got new subscribers, like all the metrics of engagement. So I turned it into a new show. It's called Trash Talk. It's probably like many of the shows on the channel. It's infrequent. It doesn't necessarily have a set schedule. Me, when I realize I can barely do a show at all if I'm not reading off of notes. If I'm just trying to go off the top of my head, I can like barely speak English. I guess I am. Oh no, this is still the same song. But I think I am going to play the next song, which is Crimson Witch. There's off a Flash. But yeah, no, okay, so I posted the second video, now actually titled New Show, Trash Talk. Same exact format, just me picking up trash, except actually it was in a park where things were going on. So I thought maybe even a little bit more interesting. 300 views, which, yeah, me picking up trash is not that interesting, and I'm not offended that people don't want to watch that. I'm just trying to figure out, I guess that's the point, that's the other thing. One, when too many people start watching, that does concern me that, hey, welcome back. that does concern me, that then it's going to start attracting the wrong kind of people, which it does, especially obviously if I'm going to be live streaming from and putting in the title anti-Trump protest. Some people are going to come and share their feelings about that, and that's to be expected, and that's fine. If I'm going to be, I didn't put, that's the interesting thing. I didn't put Gaza or anything like that in the title. I just put Seattle Music Festival, which a lot of people say, like, music festival is the only way you can post about protests anymore. And so, no, as far as my skepticism that the algorithm is really suppressing content, welcome back. I'm kind of debriefing what are the words? Oh, I said I was going to play. Okay, I'm going to play something else by, am I just going to play Crimson Witch? This is You Don't Know the Life by Moving Sidewalks off of, it's called Flash. I can't tell if this is the end of the previous song or this one, or the beginning of the new one. But no, okay, so for some reason, my video from the Gaza protest was held, held for about 24 hours, and this is where I start saying, oh my gosh, they're suppressing it. Why won't they let it? Because usually the live stream is available. They have to process it, but it's usually available, I would say, an hour maybe or so after the live broadcast itself ends, and it's now 24 hours later. What I do think happened is I think I got kicked to human moderation rather than AI, and I think someone actually had to watch it, and it is quite a long video. And it might not even be the political content of the video itself. The chat was filled with all sorts of like message redacted, message redacted, message redacted. I don't know. So again, somewhere between they're suppressing my content. Oh, and that's the other thing. And this is someone who posts both political content and other types of content. That was the end of that song. Primarily music, which is why I was like, I'm going to confuse people if I start posting Seattle Music Festival, but it's not actually a music festival. But that's okay, because I'm okay with confusing the algorithm, because if that's the only thing to get that other content up and promoted and for people to see it, I'm fine with confusing the algorithm. But here's the thing, as someone who posts both types of content, maybe they're not suppressing your content. Hear me out. Maybe people just aren't as interested in political content as you would like them to be. Maybe people are just more interested in Labubu's. And I'm not saying that because I want that to be true. I'm saying that because I have A/B tested posting content about Gaza and starving children and posting content about Labubu's. And I can tell you which one gets more engagement. And it's... So, again, that being said... Instagram just straight up wouldn't let me post a thing with the word protest in the title. That was true. I had to change the wording, and it didn't say that's why, but it would just error out and error out. And then when I changed the title, I was like, I refuse to change the title. So I just kept trying it, and I restarted my phone, and I did all these other things, and then finally I was like, all right, I'm changing the title, and then it went right through, and I was like, oh, very interesting. And then Facebook, it's interesting because previously there's a small group of people who has reliably engaged in my political content and liked it, compared to a slightly larger group who like the music content. And all my political content on Facebook is getting 0 views now. But again, it would be being shown to people who have engaged it in the past and shown they liked it. So if it's getting 0 views, 0, I go back and forth. I'm like, I think maybe people just aren't as interested in your political content as you would like them to be. And one of the reasons I think, even though people keep saying over and over, it's the algorithm, they're hiding my content, they're blocking my content, they're shadow banning my content. The fact that you start all your videos, please don't just like and scroll, please don't just like and scroll, tells me you know that people are just scrolling past your political content. I mean, it's a both and there, right? All right, I'm not playing. That was You Don't Know the Life. I'm going to play something else now, though. So while I was in this, whoops, always, all right, I need to fix, like, there's just like me, my shoulder, and that mic do not mesh. While I was in the store, I grabbed this album, and I was like, this is an album, and I highly recommend. I'm glad that they're putting more Brother Lynch hung out on vinyl. They still need to put Manable Lecter and Manable Lecter 2. I think the problem there, he did a trio of records that actually are like a trio. It's a trilogy that tells a story of this character, Manable Lecter, who is unsurprisingly, like all his other characters and themes, is a baby killing serial killer. But they're on Tech Nine's record label, Strange Music. And so I think he just doesn't own the rights to it, which is why, even though other things are getting put out on vinyl, for some reason they keep sleeping on putting out the Manable Lecter trilogy on vinyl. This is one of his earliest, no, it's not his earliest, there's more. This is, Loke to the Brain or Liquor Sick, which sounds better to you. Loke to the Brain or Liquor Sick are the song choices. All right. I'm picking. If you don't pick, I'll give people a chance to type. Maybe both. Probably just play both. All right. This is Look to the Brain, and then I'll probably play Liquor Sick as well. Coming off that high, it's that double set wrapped around some. This is Brother Latung is the guest. Oh, I forgot who this artist's name though. I think I agree with the guy who is hosting the record listening party. I do think Menos El Oso is Minus the Bears' best record. Yeah, either or both. Thank you. I do think it is there. I agree. I think it is probably it's hard to tell. Like my experience with Minus the Bear is their best record is the one that you're listening to. If the one of those bands that like whatever it is, you're like, oh, this is the shit. This is yeah. I was like, I can't find my ballad song. Oh, they did not. Okay, I'm not. Yes. I will play the bonus tracks, which they did not play because for whatever reason, the promo copy that they received didn't include the bonus tracks. He was like, after the raffle, we'll do which I did not win. He was like, I'll play the bonus tracks. And he was like, oh, I don't have the bonus tracks, so we'll just play the album again. But I do have the bonus tracks, so we will play them. And this is that. Beautiful. You probably can't tell because I'm using. Oh, you kind of can see it. It's that mood lighting, and I don't know if you can see this etching. There's like I don't know. They're like dancing dinosaurs. I don't think the lighting is gonna let me get that. It's gonna accurate. Oh, you can kind of see a dinosaur. But because it is a translucent etching, and so it's not really letting me. It's not letting me show it too well. Okay. God bless your ass. So I'm an ordained. I actually am an ordained minister through Universal Life Church, so that counts for your holiness for this week. God bless your ass. Yes. Here's the poster. I'm probably gonna. They had us all take a picture with our posters to, I guess, I don't know if it'll end up on social media, but they said the record label wanted to take a picture, and they had the sandwich board that said Minus the Bear listening party that was outside, but they brought it inside so the guy who won the text pressing, they could take a picture with him and that I am probably going to... Sorry, Thrasher magazine, but I'm not actually that big into skateboarding anymore. So I rode my skateboard in my Alki Beach Pride video. That was the first time I skated in a while, and certainly the first time I skated on camera in a while. And I was nervous, but West Seattle is probably the best place to skate in Seattle if you just like straight and flat. If you're not looking for places to do tricks, but you just like straight and flat and not pothole, they are highly resourced over there because it is straight and flat for like miles. Yeah, no, that was a very enjoyable skate experience. Nonetheless, I think I'm going to have to take the Thrasher poster down and put up my Minus the Bear listening party poster next to my Barbie listening party poster. Feature Los Archivos del Oso, which I guess is a bonus track. I also went to the Bartels, so again, all Bartels are magically turning into pumpkins in September. They're becoming CVS stores. I took pictures, I took some video, specifically of like the Seattle section, because they have a pretty big section of locally, like they those cherries, those chocolate covered cherries and apples and cutlets and like all the like local food and they have like a pretty big local selection. And I don't know if CVS will or will not, but I just suspect it will be smaller at the very least. Bartels, being a local pharmacy, is committed to locally sourcing many of their products, and I doubt CVS will be, just for obvious reasons. Anyway, I just wanted to capture it. It does seem their shelves are filling up again. The store was getting very, very empty, and I think maybe some of this is now the new CVS stock, because I was like, have they always carried this brand? And like, so yeah, now it's interesting. Okay, so first of all, I bought the yes, everyone's mad at me over the Fugees record. Like, yeah, no, okay, I didn't buy the Fugees record, and I don't own the Fugees, so that is a gap. I am mad at myself. This was an impulse buy. It was on sale. It was originally $35 and it's $25. It's Childish Gambino. This was the record he put up and then he took it back down. In fact, maybe I'll play something off. No, we're listening to Brotherly Tongue, and I am going to play Liquor Sick. I'm saying it wrong. I say it with like the hard R. I think it's Liquor Sick. It's not Licka Sick, but anyway, I don't think he says it like that. And then but yeah, I love Childish Gambino. I went all the way to after. I tell this story all the time, but I'll tell this story. So Childish Gambino was supposed to be the last musician to play Key Arena before it got remodeled and then got turned into Climate Pledge Arena. With Amazon being its current fiscal sponsor. It wasn't going to be the last event. The last event, which actually did take place, was a Storm game. They won, if I'm not mistaken. But he was going to be the last musician to play. He broke his leg the week he was supposed to play, and unlike other tour dates, it got canceled altogether because the tour was going to be over by the time Key Arena was remodeled. So what I did I got my refunded money. I found out that tickets specifically, like the California dates, were just way too expensive. But tickets to the Phoenix, Arizona date were pretty darn cheap, and I realized why, because it was like half empty. And he was pissed about it. Like, you could tell he was pissed about the crowd. He was pissed about everyone's having their phone out, including myself. I'm sorry. This is what I do. Live streaming and documenting is what I do. I'm gonna have my phone out, and when he came down through the aisle and my kid got to like scoot through the crowd and get up close, I made sure my kid had the phone in their hand to capture that. And I'm sorry if he didn't like the cameras in his face and he felt the crowd was listless. And I mean, it was Phoenix, Arizona. I don't think that. I'm sure he does get a better crowd, a more enthusiastic crowd in Oakland or whatever. Anyway, the point being, I pretty much flew to Phoenix. I wouldn't say the airplane tickets the tickets to the show, but not the hotel, but like airplane and tickets to the show, but not hotel and incidentals, were about the same as the tickets to the Key Arena show that I was refunded. So that's how cheap the tickets were to the Phoenix show. In any event, I went to Phoenix, Arizona to see Childish Gambino. His newer material is more hip hop, R&B, soul than rap. And I really just like when he raps, and I don't know. That sounds weird, like shut up and rap. But like, he's a fine singer. He has a fine voice. That's the artistry he wants to lean into. That's his right and choice, and people love it. Like season 3 of Atlanta, which I can't say I understood. Oh, I don't know. Oakland is. So I had friends who lived in Emeryville, which is like between Oakland and Berkeley, and yeah, each of them is very, very different. And again, I'm talking about Oakland in the 90s. I have no idea what Oakland is. I have no idea what San Francisco's been like. I can only imagine. I visited San Francisco more recently, though. But no, yes, I did. Speaking of Oakland, I did get that Lesser of Two record. This was recorded in Oakland for $7. Yes, I may have to go back and get that Fuji's out. I did not get any of the Uncle Acid either. So yeah, no, I'll show. Yeah, so and then anyway, this was the record that he posted for like 24 hours, and then you can't even see it. It says the title is just called. It's like Beatles' White Album. It's embossed, and it just says Ada Vista, and then the parental advisory is also embossed. But it's literally like Beatles' White Album. I had to buy it. In fact, what he needed to have done was like stamp a serial number across it. But other than that. Yes, we'll play that. In fact, let's play that next and find out whether or not that's. I doubt it's going to be a regret. I did a zine while I was in San Francisco. The year I lived in San Francisco, that's like a photo band zine, and I remember them being one of the bands that I featured. And I actually I'm collecting all the bands in that zine because most of them are like smaller. Like these were like the types of shows I'm going to now, like shows in parks. San Francisco was so great for that, like generator run shows. That's where I got like spoiled by that, and then I didn't really experience that for the last 20 years. And then the fact that they were back to back to back. Well, one of them got rained out, but back to back. Shows in parks and some nights multiple shows in different parks, so you had to choose. Like, I love all this generator run punk shows. I hope they keep it up. I hope they keep the scene clean. They keep the jerks out. It sounds like the rave scene who are having their Under the Bridge raves are really struggling with that right now, and a particular promoter, and I wish them the best. He tried to take his shit to Cal Anderson, and they were like, park, and they were like, nah, you can take that shit. How was your trip? Did you come to? Didn't you come to Washington? I don't think necessarily Seattle, but I think were you in Spokane? You were in Eastern Washington, maybe, and then went down to California. Am I making any or all of this up? But yeah, no, I absolutely know. I bought it because you said buy it, and thank you, because if I had. This is the type of thing that someone else, first of all, would have discovered it and been like, that's the other thing. We're going to play this next. What would you categorize this as? I wouldn't call this metal, but you let me know what you think. But also, what I realize, and that's what's really interesting. So this was recorded in 1999 in Oakland. This is a band called Lesser of Two. This is a song called Misanthropic Manifesto, assuming I'm on the A side, and no. They don't make it readily apparent. Give me 1 second, if I can. Oh no, that's the side 2. Oh no, Lesser of Two, that's their band name. It would really help if you printed. Nope, okay. I'm going to make an assumption based, okay, yeah, no. You're with me. If these were the only two ways that they were labeled, and this one at least had the band name on it, you would assume this is the A side, right? Well, let's find out together. Anyway, and you tell me what category of music you think this is. I consider them a punk band. They were labeled metal, but I also realized that's probably, again, some record store employee who wasn't born when this was recorded listening to this and deciding a category. Okay, I hear metal. Like, if I only listened to 30 seconds of this because I had to pick a category, I would hear metal. Yeah, nice. How was it all? How was everything visiting your kid? And I'm sure it sounds like it was all good. Yeah, I mean, I get how you would categorize this as metal. This is D-beat. This is crust. This is. To me, the tip-off is the dueling male-female vocals, and I know that it's male-female vocals because I've seen them live, but you might not know that or hear that right off the bat, but this is nothing but dirt. This goes out to Carter Vale. Leave a little something under your pillow for the dirt man. That's not metal. Come on. That's punk. Come on. That is literally 3-chord punk. Come on. How actively are you considering it? Speed punk, yes. No, okay, yes. Oh, but then you get into like the crossover is always thrash because there's thrash punk and there's thrash metal, and they both legitimately own claim to the term thrash. Like they're Suicidal Tendencies, who's opening for Cypress Hill sometime next month here at Merrimore Park. Legitimately, again, lays claim or ownership to both. So I am not a music category. I'm kind of just making a joke. I'm not really a music category dedicated. Like I think, like I'm often like, oh, is that what you consider that? Or I will. Yeah, no. The one sword I will die on is 100 Gex is ska. That's the one thing I'm like insistent. No one will acknowledge, and it makes me so mad. Other than that, call it what you want. It doesn't matter. It's all. But people calling Machine Gun Kelly's new music wannabe Disney Channel pop is oof. Yeah, no, absolutely. For $7, I do not regret that purchase at all. Thank you very much. You were right, because like I said, someone else would have found that. Because there's of all the permeability up and down the West Coast, someone who lived in the Bay Area in the '90s and knows this band would have found that, and they would have snagged this for $7. They absolutely would have snagged this. Me now also being like, ooh, I probably already own this. That's okay. Now I have 2 copies. All right, we are that royal we. I don't know why I do that. It's just me. I'm gonna play the Childish Gambino. We are again. I am gonna save the minus the bear. Yeah, no, I figured I would, but yeah, the only reason it wasn't because it was $7. It was because I had already like checked out and was like ready to leave. And I was starting to worry, like, if I flip through more of these racks, I will find 10 more things. I did not buy any of those Uncle Acid records. I don't know how so there's one other one that they didn't have that I knew about. No, there are 2 other one. Yeah, there are 2 other Uncle Acid records that I knew about. One of which they had, one of which they didn't, and then they had 2 other ones I had never even heard of, including a live album. And I'm like, how is this like the secret band? But they had like 10 albums. Like I don't know. Yeah, no, okay. This is Childish Gambino. Um, like I said, this is the record that and is this currently available on streaming or not? For a very, very long time, it was just not available on streaming. And actually, I had recorded it off of his YouTube channel, and then I posted it. And for a while, my channel was the only place that had it, so that was getting a lot of views. And then I think YouTube blocked it. And that's when he took it down altogether. And then it was like this record was not available on streaming for a very long time. Right on. Yeah. No, I am here for all 4 seasons. I mean, for me, even Washington it's not Northern California, but it is all 4 seasons, but mild all 4 seasons. Yes, there's definitely going to be more precipitation than you're going to see in other places, more rain. But having lived anywhere else in most places in the northern part of the country, you're going to find harsher winters than you find here. And so, yeah, if it snows 5 times here, that's a lot. Okay, now I'm actually slightly nostalgic for it because I haven't listened to legit, haven't heard this in a few years. But this feels like, I want to say like Wanna Be the Weeknd, which is not his lane to me. I guess after This Is America, I really wanted him to follow up with some more aggressively political shit, and this is not that. Right. I mean, yeah, no. Oh, okay. So there is an influencer, and I like him. He seems to think he's the news of Seattle. Excuse me, but no, he has a much bigger following than I do, and he's young. He's come out of nowhere, and he covered the Performative Male. He was covering the Performative Male contest that happened in Cal Anderson a couple weeks ago. This is when a bunch of guys showed up with tote bags and vinyl records, and like embarrassingly, like when I looked at the quote unquote Performative Male bingo card, despite the fact that I'm non-binary, I bingoed the fuck out of that shit because I do all that, like tote bags and records and plants, and I like Phoebe Bridgers, and actually I'm not a huge Phoebe Bridgers. Oh, Sofia Coppola though. I am a pretty I'm middling on Sofia Coppola. In any event, they had a Performative Male contest. We'll play one more by Childish Gambino, then we'll move on. And then just this weekend, they had a Performative Lesbian contest, which I thought was amazing. Oh, nice. I would say, of all the things Washington is and is not famous for, we are not as famous as a foodie destination as we could be or should be. I think especially our ethnic diversity results in really amazing food from all around the world. I guess some of the places we've had like multiple winners on MasterChef, right? Like I think there are some ways Washington is represented, and I think some of our restaurants do get like national recognition. But again, those are like the high-end, expensive restaurants that I would never go to. I'm talking about like food trucks and like strip mall pho places that no one's ever heard of. We have amazing food here in Washington. That is one thing. Like I have never, ever, in the entire time I've lived in Washington, wanted for good food. If you're vegan, great options. If you love seafood, amazing options, I've been told. If you like full-on barbecue, people have debates over whether or not you can get real Southern-style barbecue. You can definitely get Korean-style barbecue, like authentic. And if that might change your flavor palette a little bit. Try it. Dick's Drive-In, boop boop. In-N-Out Burger has just opened their first location in Southern Washington. It's near Vancouver. It's I think they're trying to get like both Oregon and Washington. They know we'll travel that far south. I am curious with their whole big. We're moving to Tennessee because California. When do you know your brand? Do you know your brand like that? I don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, it feels like. I don't know. For some reason, Folgers came to mind, though I had never associated Folgers with New Orleans until they started an ad campaign 3 years ago. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, Folgers, who's like, and currently their entire brand identity is wrapped up in New Orleans and being from New Orleans, and all their ads have like jazz and like horns and like Mardi Gras. If they suddenly were like, "Boo, New Orleans, too much taxes," and moved and picked up and moved and like fired hundreds of people, whatever. Yeah, California is your whole brand. Like even people in other states, the sunny California vibe that In-N-Out gives it. That's your. I hope people in Tennessee like that more than Chick-fil-A. And I'm sorry, and Dick's. I'm just gonna say it. And In-N-Out, your fries are greasy. I said it. Sue me. Oh, wait. There was an In-N-Out in Spokane. Because they said they're insisting this is the first one. But I could have got it wrong. I love Pete's Coffee. Actually, I love Pete's Coffee. There used to be a Pete's Coffee in Capitol Hill, and there used to be a Pete's Coffee in Fremont, both of which are now long gone. I don't think there are any Pete's. There are no Tully's. There are no Seattle's Best. Seattle's Best it exists as like a grocery store chain, right? But even McDonald's was like they used Seattle's Best, but I don't think they do anymore. Have you heard any rapping yet? I'm sorry, we're like halfway through side A. Have you heard any rapping yet? I don't know who the features are, but I will. We're gonna. Oh, right on. Yes. Yeah. But no, Folgers. I associate Folgers with sort of just older people who don't necessarily have a very, speaking of palates, like refined taste in coffee. Just kind of people just want a cup of coffee and don't think too much about it. But currently now I associate Folgers with people who make coffee at home, which is like in this economy, probably growing segment again. Oh, that was I had some headlines, and maybe we'll get to them. But people are. Do you know where people are shopping for back to school this year? The pawn shop, because you can get the sneakers, you can get the laptop, you can get the backpack. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. Pawn shops is where where people are doing the back to school. Also, I mentioned the Bartels closing and becoming CVS's. I bought a candy necklace. I haven't bought one of these in a long time, but I just bought a candy necklace. I don't do Starbucks at all. I am team Starbucks coffee tastes burnt. I don't even. In fact, if I'm on a plane and Starbucks is the coffee, I'm just like, you know what? No thanks. Even if it's like I'm tired and I have a layover and I need the coffee, I'll just go to the next airport and find something. I absolutely, and it's nothing. It's not political. It's not a boycott. I just don't like Starbucks. I've never liked Starbucks. And that's Well, yeah, no, but no, I didn't drink the coffee. On the flip side, though, when I was so I am in my current position, I am a supervisor. But when I was doing the role of the position I currently supervise, I was spending a lot of my time meeting with people out in the community, and oftentimes that meant either a Panera or a Starbucks. And I hated it, but just how Google Maps works, these were the easiest places to find, and it was always reliable that if I said whatever neighborhood they were wanting to meet, do you know the Starbucks at X, Y, or Z, or do you know the Panera at X, Y, or Z? They knew it, and that's where we could meet, and so I always, during that era, I always wanted to support local more, but again, it wasn't my role or position. Yeah, no, I just had to get my job done, and often, yeah, no, so for that period, Starbucks became my office. Um, Yeah, no, and so during that period, yeah, I would not get the coffee ever, but I would get, I don't know. I guess I did discover some of their refreshers. I was like, oh, okay, this is what people are, because that I believe cold drinks make up 70% of Starbucks. Yeah, most people don't buy hot coffee from Starbucks. Although if you say Starbucks, what people picture is like a steaming. Well, they probably picture a latte or something with whipped cream on it. But they picturing, I don't know, are you picturing a hot beverage or an ice beverage? In my mind, again, I'm old school, I'm picturing a hot beverage, but overwhelmingly, like by a factor of like 2/3, people are getting cold beverages in Starbucks. Also, whenever we talk about Starbucks, let's talk about union busting. Let's talk about the fact that they are now doing, Brian Nichols is an asshole. He's the guy who said, if you felt Chipotle was undersizing your burrito, you should just give the person a look, and they would give you more. To which, like, the entire workforce of Chipotle was like, "We don't know what he's talking about. Don't do that. Don't mad dog us into trying getting free food." But if you ask nicely, maybe. What he didn't do, and what's amazing, that he, rather than ever getting called out, rode a golden parachute from Chipotle into a new position at Starbucks with much more money, was at what a Wall Street Journal or New York Times journalist did was go to, I want to say, 50 Chipotles in Manhattan and weigh the food. What did they discover? Wild inconsistencies. Did he do anything about that? Did he fix that before he left Chipotle? Nope. He just went on to a new corporation. So now what are they doing at Starbucks? They are sending people home for the wrong style of black shoe. They're sending people home for the wrong shade of black pant. They're holding people accountable for not writing personalized messages on every cup, but also holding people accountable for not getting drinks out in 45 seconds when they're the ones who are responsible for staffing and for fully staffing and or understaffing, and stores know that they are run understaffed all the time. Absolutely unionized Starbucks. Um, Uh, I don't know what nitro coffee is. I mean, I do. It's literally injecting nitrogen into coffee, but I don't. Is it carb? I don't know. I guess I don't know what nitro coffee is. I know that it exists, like cold brew, um, but I showed my ignorance and my age. Trump texted the word Bella, Bela. I'm almost 100% certain on purpose. And all the reactions, oh my God, it's the new Confif, proves people, at least on the left, learn nothing from Confif. You know that they have t-shirts, right? You know he said it over and over. He brings it up in his own speeches. You know that didn't shame him. It didn't. I'm just tired. Um, So anyway, I think there are a couple songs on there I kind of like, but I was that like I said, that was an impulse buy that I might regret because I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go back and the Uncle Acid will be gone, and then I'll be like, that's what I bought. Um, but I did get that lesser of two. Thank you. Um, this is Redbone off of Awaken My Love, which is probably the last Childish Gambino song I actually liked. Um, but again, I don't think there's any rapping on this. Oh, well, it's like rap sing. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, yes. Okay. And it's often packaged like Guinness, isn't it? Is that I guess it's that. No, okay. Now that I'm like thinking, I'm like, why is it always in a black can with a cream logo? Okay, huh? Um, Guinness is vegan, as it turns out, and possibly has been this whole time. They don't use Innis glass to filter, and they don't contain lactic acid, which is, I think, the other rumor back in the day. It possibly was always vegan. It definitely is currently vegan, and I had my first Guinness around St. Patrick's for, like, in probably 20 years, or, yeah, I don't know, since I discovered it was not vegan. Oh, and then the other, record I got that is Chastity Belt and 764 Hero. It's one of that. It's part of the Suicide Squeeze split series. Oh, and there was a bunch in the local section I wanted to check out. I love Guinness too. Oh, and Murphy's. I like Murphy's, but there are a lot of like Murphy snobs who are like, oh, Guinness. It's not better. It's it's more niche, and you want to be contrarian, and that's fine. Do that, but it's fine. But like Childish Gambino, like. Oh wait! Oh my gosh! Okay, give me a second. There was someone else. I was like, oh shit! They have new material because I like to believe I have a complete. Oh, it was the Eminem with the. Wait, what is his greatest hits album called? I'm pretty much okay with it because I know I own every. They didn't even have bonus tracks. I own every song on it, so it's Curtain Call 2. And now he's just into his like sequelizing everything. Yeah, Marshall Mathers 2 was both a good album and commercially successful, but you don't have to make everything a sequel now. Like I don't know. And then I just saw this as part of the Black and Loud series, brought to you by Jack Daniels, who, by the way, ended their DEI. They specifically went out of the way to end their DEI. This is really weird. They made a whole thing. You probably still find it. Uncle Nearest and how the first master distiller was black and blah, blah, blah. I bet you can't find any of that on their website now, but they are still apparently sponsoring the Black and Proud series. Living Color is playing the Crocodile. That's a pretty intimate view. Like, I saw Living Color play at Shea Stadium. And then, wait, where did I... Hold on, I had another flyer, and then Riff Raff Street Rats present Rocky Horror Picture Show back at the Admiral Theater. Third Saturday of the month. Next show, Saturday, August 16th. Okay, that already passed, but third Saturday of the month. Rocky Horror with a shadow cast, because that is not the actual cast of Rocky Horror. And then Barry Bostwick is actually coming. It's more like, it's not a show. It's not. Oh, wait, I lied. I said it wasn't a show, but it turns out it is going to be Rocky. But it's also like a speak and stay. And then I joked, internet famous cat, and they were like, hardly, but this is Darcy B. the Chai. I meet so many. Are Chihuahuas having a moment, or is it just like my confirmation bias because I am experiencing a lot of Chihuahuas? Anyway, Darcy B. the Chai is a picture of them. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I commented on the dog and then I got a sticker. Okay. Actually, just to keep the suspense going a little bit more, I will play Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. I will be disappointed if I go back and those records are gone. This is Do What Love Tells You. No, as far as whatever the president is posting, and I guess it's a bunch of stuff. Well, let's look at some headlines, and then yeah, and then I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want, like I always do. Thanks for watching. Takeaways from Trump's meeting with Zelensky and Europeans, praise security talks and more meetings. Newsmax settles Dominion voting systems lawsuit for $67 million. So again, a lot of people settling with Trump right now, but the people who actually spread the lie of the 2020 election being stolen are paying for it. Somehow, though, I think someone other than Newsmax will pay. I could be wrong. People are saying that Caroline Leavitt doesn't wear her cross when she has to give tough news. People are saying Caroline Leavitt stopped wearing her cross or stopped wearing it as much after South Park started making fun of her. I don't know. LA Times, it's too late for buyer's remorse. Why LA can't back out of the 2028 Olympics. People are calling for that. And again, while I'm posting about music festivals, and I mean, I think people found the content that they were looking for, but yeah, there are protests happening in LA night after night after night after night, and it's not being covered. It's just not being covered. I talked about the actual clip, and I was like, is that true or not? I do think honestly, mainstream media is broken. After 20 or 30 or 40 years of right-wingers saying mainstream media is broken, it is. They broke it, but nonetheless, it is completely fractured and broken. Someone called out, I believe it was the LA Times, and basically said, why aren't you covering the protests? And the person on the line was oddly defensive, like in a way, like unprofessional in a way that would have cost you your job in a previous era, but whatever. And they were like, we covered it 2 days ago. And they were like, yeah, but it's going on right now. You should be there right now. And they had no response to that, because it's true. Because you're a full-on news organization dedicated to local news in one of the largest cities in America. There are hundreds of people gathered. You can't devote one reporter? Yeah, you should be there all day, every day. And what? Yeah. Because it's Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats is where I start to be like, it's skipping. No, it's not. It's just repetitive. People are debating what the worst song of all time, and this one, is it Michael Franti or whatever, is now being singled out. No, it's who, I can't remember who it is. In any event, it's that whole stomp clap Lumineers category. I don't hate it. I actually like the Lumineers. I'm willing to admit that, though they just played, and well, I didn't go see them, but yeah. But I'm like, yeah, no, people who say something like that is the worst music of all time clearly don't know, well, know about a lot of music out there, about a lot. For anything that anyone has posted on that entire debate on, on any social media platform, I could go to the Goodwill tomorrow morning on Dearborn and find you a record that is worse than anything you said was the worst song of all time. I guarantee you I could. There is so much bad recorded music. I own so much of it. I love novelty music. Don't make me play don't make me play the techno remix of Gummy Bear song. Annoying Orange has a Christmas album. None of that made it on your worst song of all time list? Come on. You're not even trying. You're like, what is Annoying Orange? Lucky you. Skibbity toilet. Sorry, that's just 6, 7. I don't think that made it into the Cambridge Dictionary, but neither did Labubu, but Delulu did. This is another Delulu versus Labubu episode, which is any episode where I mention both, because those aren't things I cover. That's not my area of interest or expertise, but somehow they bubble up into the news enough. All right, I am still maintaining the suspense by not playing the Minus the Bear, but I will play the... Okay, this did answer one question. So I didn't realize... Wait. Hold on, I have to open it first. This is Loaded Paid in Red, originally by... Actually, let's just play both versions. This is the original version, and then we'll hear Chastity Belt's cover. But I didn't realize this band has been... I had not heard of them. They do a thing with... with Minus the Bear. Oh my god, now I have to find it. Fuck. Okay. We're just going to keep this suspense going. Yeah, recorded in June of 1998. I did not realize the band 764 Hero was that old. All right, give me a second because I have to find a record. But I think I know where it is, so it shouldn't take long. I love it when I'm looking for something and I actually find it. It's not Minus the Bear, it's Modest Mouse. I knew that too. I was like, I don't think they did a thing with Minus the Bear. They did a thing with Modest Mouse, but I mean, kind of practically the same thing. Is this the right speed? Okay. So that thing where I was playing at the wrong speed, but I do that a lot because I am not the best DJ. But some people, at least 2 people have told me I'm their favorite DJ, and I appreciate that, but that is undeserved and unwarranted. This isn't even what we're, I'm, as evidenced by the fact that I'm holding this up and it's not what we're listening to. Video killed the radio star. So this is the original version of Loaded Painted Red by 764 Hero. And then we may listen to them Chastity Belt cover next. Or I may say that for a future episode. Wait, okay. I lost the stream. Okay, well, I got distracted by that, and then I lost the stream of thought. This is the type of headline where I'm like, I know you have to write something, but it's clear you don't have anything specific to write. Trump-Zelensky recap. Trump says he's... it changed. Okay. I hate Yahoo when it does this because I was literally... Okay. Trump says he's trying to arrange a meeting with Putin and Zelensky to discuss Russia. Well, okay, that's great. But the headline originally said... Trump and Zelensky discuss Ukraine war. That's the headline. What else would they do? Well, no, they also talk about, there's a picture where Trump is like, I don't know, showing him the curtains or something, and Zelensky's like, Zelensky wore a suit this time, so I guess he showed a little more respect, and I don't know, whatever. I wonder if he thanked Donald Trump for whatever. Oof. This one makes me so mad. Sit down, brace yourself. Amanda Knox and Monica Lewinsky team up for a new series. Say their stories are similar. Monica, you are being gaslit again. And I hate to say this because your story has always been that you are not a victim, that you were not, that it wasn't his position or his power or his age or anything, that you were two consensual adults, and your issue isn't with Bill Clinton, at least until he wrote that memoir, which I didn't even realize that he went into explicit detail and what she says are lies. But your issue is with all the people who used your story, your personal information, for political, as literally as collateral fallout, because they didn't give a shit about her. They didn't care about her. They weren't trying to go after her. She was just collateral damage in trying to go after Clinton. I literally did almost say Trump, Nixon. I don't know why I was struggling with that one. Early onset dementia. No, it's not. It's just the alcoholism. But I do think you are a victim now. And so here's how Amanda Knox and Monica Lewinsky's stories are not similar at all. Monica Lewinsky was the victim of a scandal she asked no part of being involved in. It has its own Wikipedia page, the Clinton Lewinsky scandal. A variety of bad actors used her name over and 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 over to the point where she basically couldn't live a normal life. She tried to start a handbag company. She has a master's degree from London School of Economics in social psychology. Her master's thesis, by the way, was about the effects of notoriety on, notoriety is the connection between Monica Lewinsky and Amanda Knox. Neither of them is famous. They are both notorious, and that is an important pin to stick in this conversation. But her Monica Lewinsky, who has a master's degree in social psychology, her master's thesis was about the psychological effects of, or not psychological. I said that because it's social psychology. The overall effects of pre-trial notoriety on people who are accused of crimes, and I see how that would attract Amanda Knox like a fucking, I don't know, something much more predatory than a fly, vulture. Then she tried to get jobs in nonprofits, like where I work, in social media, or not social media, I'm sorry, in marketing, in communications, in all this. But I'm like, but that's not what your degree is in. In any event, at least the story is, and I kind of, I'm still Team Monica, but Team Monica doesn't mean and Team Amanda. No, we're never that. No, not you, Idaho. Oh, y'all who know me know I love those. Like, this is like egg colored too. Like, it's not even egg. It's like island. It's like island in the. No, now I have to play Weezer. But yeah, no, I love those like asymmetrical. Yeah, those vinyls. This is Whenever You See Fit. Am I playing the original version or the DJ remix? I'm going to play the original version for once. I usually play the DJ remixes, but this is the wrong. Oh no, this is 45. This is the right speed. That's convenient. Everything I own by 764 Hero is all 45, so if I'm drunker than this and I'm not doing well with that, it'll probably be okay. Oh, this sounds nothing like This sounds nothing like the remixes. I don't know if I've ever listened to the A side of this record. That's really interesting. In any event, Monica Lewinsky basically couldn't get a regular job. Her notoriety prevented her from getting a regular job. And I understand that may actually be true of Amanda Knox too. However, whether your notoriety is deserved or not. As a reminder, Monica Lewinsky was an adult who had a consensual relation with another adult. She wasn't married. And she wasn't in the positional power in that relationship. And I'll say that, regardless of her, again, her take is not, I was a victim of him, or like, because everyone wants to say, especially people who want to defend her on her side like me, she was a victim of Bill Clinton. He used his power, and she's insisted, no, I was a grown-ass adult who made my own decisions. I don't blame him per se, though, again, she does blame him for the shit he said in his memoir years later, because she's like, those are lies. But I blame everyone else who used it for political gain to basically ruin her life with no consideration of its effect on her life. So, at some point in the early, 2010s or so, she leaned into her activism. Oh, that was the other piece. Her whole thing with the pre-trial, I remember reading, she was applying to law schools at the time. I don't know whatever happened to that. I think she may have applied at Lewis and Clark in Portland. I don't know whatever happened with that. But the point being, she kept trying to she did not try to seek out publicity or stay in the public eye or what have you. That is why exactly her story is the opposite, not similar in any way to Amanda Knox. So Amanda Knox, for those of you who don't remember, was accused of murder. She did spend 4 years in prison. People are like, she spent 4 years in prison for a crime she didn't commit, which is probably true. I would have much more sympathy for her if she had not trying to frame a bartender who had nothing to do with it. She blames police coercion, and again, my issue isn't with people like she's innocent. It isn't with she's innocent. It is that she has spent every single moment trying to capitalize on the celebrity, the notoriety she gained to stay in the public eye, while also complaining that the public impression of her isn't positive. Get a fucking job. And again, now that I'm saying, like, it went through the whole, like, painstaking of how, like, Monica Lewinsky tried that and didn't work. Again, I would be more sympathetic if there was any evidence Amanda Knox had tried, and if there wasn't evidence she had spent so much of her time in the last 20 years or so trying to stay in the public eye in really insincere and really... Also, Amanda Knox is local, and shout out to Ryan Boudinot. Like, if you know, you know. How are those? Never mind. Yeah, keep your work life and your personal life separate. So, Tim's Chips now has an all-dressed. For those of you who don't know, all-dressed is like a Canadian concept that is becoming more and more American. It's where chip companies put all their seasonings in one chip, but it's a lie. It's not 100%. Because I was like, first of all, how can it possibly be vegan? Because they have a honey barbecue flavor. Actually, it doesn't say it's vegan, but it doesn't have honey in it. So, actually, now I have to look at the honey barbecue because that probably doesn't either. Probably just has natural flavors, and I bet this one does too, and I bet... Okay, these might not be vegan. Anyway, typically all dressed, like I said, it's a Canadian concept. It contained like sour cream and onion, barbecue, salt and vinegar, like it's like all the flavors in one. It's like an everything bagel, but for potato chips. If you haven't heard of it yet, it's the new thing. and Tim's has their version, and I believe it's vegan, but I will confirm and try it. I was riding the light rail, and there was I don't know what show they had come all the way from Canada for, but they were here, and I hope you make your 6 a.m. flight in the morning. Almost everything they were saying was wrong, and I just had to like bite my tongue and not say anything. The best part was when the girl asked her mom if her mom had heard of Ice Nine Kills, and I was like, this isn't my conversation to eavesdrop on, although you're talking pretty loud, or to jump into. But no, like everything they were saying was wrong. At one point, a girl asked her mom, I'm assuming, I'm actually just making up relations. You were like, actually, that was her aunt. I have no idea. A younger person asked an older person, again, making no assumptions about anyone's, and I'm assuming, actually, I didn't even know their ages. A person asked another person, is this a subway? To which the other person replied, no, because only parts of it are underground. And then a third person, who I'm guessing again was a sibling, jumped in to say, subways are completely underground. 100% incorrect. New York City, the most famous subway in the world, one of the most. New York City is the most famous subway called a subway, because the London Underground is called the Underground, and it doesn't just go through London, but it's called the Underground. And the Tokyo is just called the Tube, but they don't call it a subway. LA they call it, anyway, New York City subway has elevated tracks all throughout Queens, Brooklyn, Harlem, I'm sorry, not Brooklyn, oh no, some parts of Brooklyn, Bronx, the Bronx. So this is Whenever You See Fit by Modest Mouse and 764 Hero? Is that what I'm understanding? Is like one of those like Judgment Day soundtrack mashups? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. Boop. I booped the guy in the pit at a punk show last night. I wasn't even sure. I was moshing, and I could tell no one was upset with my moshing. Sometimes, I hate to say this, is Seattle just moving offends other people. We were talking about not using earbuds and all that, but sometimes just at a show, this is the most movement you're allowed. I know, in what is socially acceptable in Seattle. I am serious. No more head movement than this. Even this would be seen as aggressive, or as, I'm not making this up. You would have, and I'm talking about at a punk show, at a, I've been an ongoing theme of why are more and more bands skipping Seattle? We have a long-standing reputation for having shitty audiences. We don't show appreciation, and we don't buy merch. We have shitty audiences. We take our location between other major cities for granted, and I don't blame artists for skipping this city. I started to talk about this. No, content creators, Seattle, the guy who said he's a news guy, and I'm like, no, Seattle news is my thing, bro. But except he has way more followers than I do. He did this whole thing about this is what Seattle's really like, and I'm like, bro, that was the 3 hours it rained this month, and he literally was like, this is what it's really like. It's not, actually. It's not. You literally are being deceptive. The number of big quote unquote Seattle content creators who shit on Seattle, who are pushing like Seattle is dying narratives, especially as we move into election season, because that's what got Bruce Harrell, our current city attorney and our current city council, voted in, was all that like, oh my God, I have to look at a guy consuming drugs because he has no other options than to do it in public, but I can go home to my own home and just forget about it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to post on the internet about it. In fact, I'm going to take a picture. See, there's so much of that shit already. The narrative you're pushing is ugly and dark. If you don't like it here, move, leave, bye, bitch. And that, I don't mean that to people who have lived here and moved away. You're always welcome back. I'm talking to people who like live here and constantly complain, which was me actually for 20 years. But now I'm 100% defensive Washingtonian who's like, fight me. Holy shit. You know when it's Modest Mouse, you're going to get at least 3 endings, right? Like, you're going to get at least 3 times where like, oh, the song's trailing off. Oh, no, wait, it's picking back up. The Modest Mouse and Explosions in the Sky are the 2 bands where you're like, where you can, no, this is still good. I'm still enjoying it, but you're also still starting to wonder, like, is this song ever going to end? Like, is this... This is also, no, I have 100% listened to the A-side before, but now I know why I listen to the remixes. Can we just shout to the drumming? No, okay, I got distracted, yeah. Wormholes, rabbit holes. Amanda Knox tried to, okay, I finished that, okay. She tried to frame it, yeah, no, that's why I was like, I feel like I didn't finish, because I talked a lot about Monica Lewinsky, I didn't talk a lot about men, because I don't have a lot to say about Amanda Knox. She's an opportunist who has spent the entire rest of her career of her life trying to get back in the public eye and complaining that their opinion of her isn't very positive. I see how Monica Lewinsky's, again, girl, run. Girl, run. You're being used. This will not end in, this will not, and actually, again, shout out to Ryan Buno. How did your partnership with her work out? Because what I notice is, when I say opportunist, people partner with her. Other people are legitimately like, oh my God, spent 4 years in an Italian prison, and then they invest themselves and their energy in her. And then she's in the news again a few years later with someone else, completely someone else, and there's no mention of those people or those. So I'm just saying. Just because I'm a jerk. One more. Okay, because we talked about it. I didn't even know what I didn't even know what a listening party is. Like, okay, we're strangers. We're gonna show up. We know we have. There is a certain energy at a listening party that's completely different from any other type of event that I am actually. Um, Okay, this is Man I Am by Sam. I'm, you know, I almost said Man I Am by Sam I Am. This is Man I Am by Sam Smith. But you know, I went to the Barbie listening party was at Silver Platter Records, and you know for those of you, no, for those of you, and I know some of the newer viewers on this channel are transit fans. Um, you can the 50 bus is your tour to a variety of record stores. You can definitely go from Easy Street Records in West Seattle straight to Silver Platter. They're right on the 50 line. So the next record store day, if you want to take public transit, that would be my suggestion. But no, I showed up. We're talking about July 18th, 2023. One night only. And I walked in and I couldn't see anything overtly. It wasn't decorated anyway. I didn't see. I was like, I don't know what I was expecting. I've been to Silver Platter many, many times, but I was expecting more decorations. And I asked someone at the counter, I was like, is the Barbie listening party happening here? And they're like, yeah. And they pointed to the posters. And the posters weren't even part of the promotion. The posters were just like at the front where you can just grab posters. Like anyone can grab posters, whether they buy anything or not. And that's the thing. If you just need posters, like I just moved in. Go to Silver Platter. They'll let you. They want that shit out of their store. It's taking up space. It is a fire hazard. They want that shit out of the store. And apparently they had shipped so many posters. But no, yeah, no. So they're like, yeah. And then I saw the guy who was literally unboxing the Barbie stuff. And I had shown up a little bit early. I actually showed up a little bit late. Oh no, yeah, no, I showed up late, and it had already started for the minus the Bear at Easy Street. But I had shown up a little bit early, and so I walked around, I browsed, but I didn't know what the party was going to be like. I'd never been to a listening party before. This is Tame Impala with Journey to the Real World. I think Tame Impala was on that short list of bands who people say are the worst ever. I think I just lost a viewer playing Tame Impala. That's okay. Wow! Wow! I just feel the need to add that every time it seems like it belongs there. But then they were like, okay, we're going to be playing the Barbie album. I had to buy the CD because I remember this. The vinyl wasn't available yet. Because that's what I was wandering around looking for. And I was like, is it available? They were like, it is, but not yet. You can pre-order it, which I did. And they were like, the pre-order counts for the poster. But I bought a CD anyway because the CD contains a bonus track. But I believe I gave the CD to someone else. Is my memory. Anyway, the listening party started. They had giveaways. I ended up getting Barbie sunglasses that I broke almost immediately. They were heart-shaped and had the Barbie logo. I broke them almost immediately. Wow! But no, like I said, as we were wandering around the store before the official listening party started. This is for Barbie in 2023. You knew who was there for it because we were all dressed in pink. And then when they announced it, we all gathered and we listened to it. And we were also kind of just doing our own thing. Speaking of pink, we are doing this. These are the bonus features. If this is what you've been waiting for, your time has come. Um, oh, shit. I forgot to tell the story about how I know Corey Murchie, the bassist for Minus the Bear. Um, Short version is it's from. Okay, that's not the record. Yeah, no, we need the side B. Short version is I used to work at a record store. Record store. Me, actually, I did used to work at a record store called Epicenter in San Francisco. But I am talking about working at. Okay, and again, the B side with the etching. It doesn't look any better now. Okay. I used to work at a diner in Santa Fe, New Mexico, called Caro's, and Corey Murchie, the bassist for Minus the Bear, was a regular there. As was his sister Sarah. Shout out to Sarah Murchie. These are the bonus features. This is a demo version of Hooray. And I guess this is the official listening after party because, like I said, Easy Street realized their promo version didn't include the demo versions, and then maybe that's because they were. Actually, I'm just speculating here. They didn't want social media posts like this, and I'm sorry. If Suicide Squeeze wants me to take this down, I'm happy to do so. Because once the bonus features are on the internet, it de-incentivizes people to buy the record. Please buy the record. Anyway, long story short, I've known Corey Murchie since he was I want to say 13 or 14 years old. Before being in Minus the Bear, he was the drummer in a band called Soul Scats. They were a ska band. As the name may or may not indicate to you immediately. They played, their last show was a rooftop show. Somewhere I have a tape, a demo tape. Continue to being eaten alive by insects. That's the current trend. And then I actually have some demos from if you are here from some of the live. Are we going to play this out? texting my dad who's in Borneo. He wrote, can't wait, like I said, my dad's in Borneo. Can't wait to hear about your trip. I love you. Again, these are the bonus songs, but I believe. Oh, I feel like these are not though. I'm like, because these are demos. So I'm like, no, this is Drilling. That was Hooray, the demo version. Is Drilling, the demo version. Pig War, the demo version next. Oh my God, Michio's Death Drive. And followed by the demo version on Totally Not Down with Rob's Alien, which might be one of my favorite Minus the Bear songs of all time, but is not on this record originally. I like the demo version better. Alright. On one hand, I'm like, because they're so, I don't want to say they're not improvisational. That's probably a common mistake. Because they're so something. I don't know why I'm surprised they have demo versions. But again, they play their music live. Like, they have to, like, for lack of a better word, standardize, because there is an element of improvisation. This is according to Fortune magazine. Ex-Google executive says degrees in law and... I'm sorry. This feels warranting turning down the music. Ex-Google executive says degrees in law and medicine are a waste of time because they're taking so long to complete that AI will catch up by graduation. I'm not sure that's not true. Like, this is peak Minus the Bear. It's just like, this is what Minus the Bear sounds like. I don't know how to describe it. This is like, you've achieved peak Minus the Bear. If someone like, who is Minus the Bear? What are they about? This would be the song I was saying. Like, give them the whole, punk versus math rock. Who is that band? Oh my God. Pedal. We're gonna play them next. for like punk versus math rock, and people are like, and they're like, yeah, people don't get it. I don't think we're gonna play their whole demo, nor do I think we're gonna play all four. No, we're not. According to the Associated Press, Justice Department to begin giving Congress files from Jeffrey Epstein investigation, lawmakers say. A Hollywood Reporter, Chris Pratt defends some RFK Jr. plans, criticize polarized views, be reasonable. Yeah, you be reasonable. Fucking watermelon juice is not sunscreen. Raw milk and heating up raw milk briefly, it's called pasteurization. Just buy pasteurized milk. You fucking weirdos. You know, I'm one to talk. I know, but seriously, like sometimes I'm just exhausted with like, hey, we just figured out this new hack and it goes viral because that many people are fucking ignorant and don't realize that heating up milk briefly is pasteurization, not an ingredient that they've added. People literally believe that pasteurization is an ingredient added to milk, and therefore you should drink raw milk. Well, they do add vitamin D in. Okay, never mind. But they don't. But they're posting, what if we just heat it up briefly, without acknowledging that is pasteurization, while they're wild. Wilding in the streets. Yeah. Be reasonable by not supporting RFK Jr. That's the reasonable thing to do. But keep Jurassic Parking or whatever the fuck you're doing. Keep being bland and the worst Chris. Whatever. This is Chet Akins with Lady Madonna, followed by prayer meeting. Every time I showed the candles, they sell a variety of candles, mostly celebrity candles as saints. People were really, view spikes. I don't know whether those people were like, I'm offended or whatever, but. And I can't typically play the actual Beatles, but I can usually play cover. Let's find out. Chet Akins with Lady Madonna off of Solid Gold 68. Oh, if there's no sound, you can always let me know. There was a significant portion of what was listed as a listening party that had no sound, and I'm like, and I was like, oh, well, you can always let me know. And sometimes people are like, YouTube is especially when it's a protest. I've seen in my own comments, YouTube is censoring the sound, and I'm like, no, they are not. I inadvertently hit because I'm holding the phone in my hand. It's a physical thing. I'm holding my own, and of course the buttons aren't supposed to work when you're I inadvertently hit the mute button, but it wasn't YouTube censoring the audio. It was me hitting the mute button, and let's. What are we doing? Rolling Stone ketamine queen agrees to plead guilty in Matthew Perry overdose death. the woman who sold Matthew Perry ketamine. And again, he was actually participating in ketamine therapy, but drugs can help and drugs can hurt. And having someone who has your back and cares about you other than for profit can help you figure out whether drugs can help or drugs can hurt. But a lot of therapists are like, I can get into prescription drugs just because it's a free and easy ride. I literally, and we're not, this isn't about the people who are now getting into like ketamine therapy, some of whom I think are nefarious and just want to deal drugs and they have their psychology degree and that doesn't matter. They just want to deal drugs. And I think those predatory people are out there, but that's not the majority. But I think much more commonly are people who got into psychology for all the right reasons, who ended up, I don't know I don't know how to describe the position. I don't know what drug rep shills. And I experienced this, and it was someone who I was sent to by my shrink, and I guess it was a nurse practitioner. I don't remember her exact role. But she ended up retiring when she had a baby. No, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of someone else. Someone who used to write my pot subscriptions until I didn't need a subscription to pot because it became legal recreational in the state. Oh, I am loosening my belt. All right. Oof. Getting comfortable on this channel. But I need to remember that when I stand up or my pants will fall off. Take off your skirt and jacket. What are we talking about? Wow. No, seriously. What are we talking about? Probably time to end the episode. Oh, yeah, no, nurse practitioner pot, nurse practitioner. Um, hmm. Oh, this was definitely another record I remember holding up for the audience. I know I can't play Holy Diver during the walkthrough. Can I play any Ronnie James Dio? Let's find out. Produced by Ronnie James Dio. Stand up and shout. No, just to make sure I don't accidentally because the song after that is Holy Diver. We're gonna go B-side. This is Shame on the Night. And then I will play pedal, and then I'm gonna play another band we're gonna play a couple other bands from some of the live streams I've posted recently. None of which are on vinyl, but that's okay sometimes. Sometimes we do it. This is not a vinyl exclusive show, this is a vinyl majority show. We're not exclusionary. I'm just doing this for if anyone happens to be watching this and like tripping and like I like how how weird that looks. It looks like AI and it's literally just my hands. Right? Doesn't it just look like some weird AI shit but it's literally just my hands. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, thanks for being you. Boop. Fucking boop. Boop. Did I ever finish that thought? Yeah, no, I booped the guy in the pit. It was at a show, and you know, it was a club, and then I was like, oh, it would make sense to. Is it me or has it been 11:55 for? Oh no, it's 11:55 exactly right now. I was like, has it been 11:55 for like 10 hours? I feel oddly caught in a time warp, but I think it's just, yeah, no, I don't. Oh shit. Okay, I'm actually gonna pick that up right now because I just heard something drop that if I don't pick it up right now, I'm gonna lose. My pants did not fall off. It turns out. Okay. Um, we're actually switching to a different format. Pause. CD. No, seriously. And that's weird. Um, we're experiencing technical difficulties. That's pretty typical for the channel community. Oh, oh, I don't even know what CD. Okay, no CD. I know there's no CD in there. Oh, oh. This is one's own haven off of the chaos around me. Yeah, we're switching to CD format. This channel is experiencing a format shift. I should have done it as like a stunt, a stunt. You know what I'm talking about? Like record label stunt, not record label, radio station stunts. Well, they will. It's called a stunt, quote unquote. There are a lot of. If you just look at radio station stunt, there are lots of them. But a lot of them will, when they're stunting, is means when they're going to change format. So if you're like, wait, that's weird. Mine just and sometimes it's just a situational, a temporary prank or whatever have you. But oftentimes when they're stunting, like, wait, I've been reliably listening to this record and it play this. I know the difference between radio stations, record labels, records, and people. Probably not really. I do know that dogs are better than people. Okay. Um, you got a Blink shirt in. This is a band I went to see last night that 6,000 people tuned in to watch, but no one's watching right now, and that's okay. I'm still going to use this time and moment and format to promote this band. Um, Again, that was the thing I couldn't find from the outside. Um, Recorded and mixed and managed by Sean Tony. Okay, Max Cochran, guitars, vocals, songwriter. Ian Barron, percussion. Sean Tolley, bass guitar, songwriter. Um, yeah, I love that you put songwriter in your. No, that's not right. Okay. Oh. Sorry, that's not right. Give me one second. I have a couple things going on here. Like I don't know. Okay. No. Okay. So obviously, sorry, I'm talking to myself at this point. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being boop boop. Um. It's somewhat annoying, but not surprising. Okay. Wait, what? Holy shit. Okay, now I'm really fucking shit up. Okay. Right. Now I'm just mashing buttons like I'm playing Street Fighter or something. Motherfucker, this shit is not cooperating. Give me 1 second. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. I already said that. Okay. Oxphono. Yeah, no, that's what I usually. Okay. Oh. Okay. I figured this out. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes it takes a minute. I'm gonna play Solid Go Heart by Jad Fair off of Solid Go Heart. And Danielson. I'm sorry, and Danielson. How could I leave them out? Weird. Sabrina Carpenter, Ricky Martin, and Busta Rhymes among first performers announced for the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards. Right, this is so hard. Oh, this is not. There's something by Jad Fair and Danielson, but I'm not sure what. Hamill told his wife after the election she could choose whether they would move to London or Ireland, but ultimately shocked him into staying. She was very clever, Hamill said. She didn't respond right away, but a week later she said, "I'm surprised you allow him to force you out of your own country." After his wife's comment, Hamill said he decided, "I'm not leaving." He also told the outlet, "I still believe there are more honest, decent people than there are in the MAGA crowd. If I didn't, I'd move back." Yeah, no. Again, that is the big lie. I mean, they're no longer the silent minority. They're not a minority. They're not the majority either, though. But they're bigger. Yeah, no, they're bigger and they're no longer silent. Obviously, there's still more of us. There's absolutely still more of us, and that's. And if you're like, who is us? Either you're judging me for my appearance right now, or you're not. And that determines whether you're us. This is Here We Stand by Jad Fair and Danielson, and I'm going to play Solid Gold Heart as well. And then if I can get the CD, I do want to play something by Pedal. I love that image, by the way. This random crap I picked up. We stand on the side of good. Boop boop. Yeah, no, I don't know how they would feel about me showing this during their music, but we're all just using whatever music we want and then finding out about our artists later. And yeah, no.
Solid gold heart, solid gold heart will never rest, never rust. It is the best, not capable of, no must of it. It's always in use, said the goose. Solid gold heart, solid down to its very core, and each and every pore of it you can explore and explore, but you'll never
Holy shit.
find nothing but good in this. Solid gold heart, solid gold heart. There's nothing but caramel in this heart. Sweet, sweet heart, sweet, sweet heart.
This is happening next weekend, but so many things are happening on the 21st, which is Thursday, and the 23rd, which is Saturday. I don't even know how to do a calendar episode. Like, it's just gotten so wild. But so much happening. Yep. we already talked about Rocky. This already happened, but yeah. Rocky and Hedwig. Coming soon. All right, we're gonna try. No, let's just try this out and figure out if this next thing works or not. Oh, it's one or the other. Oh, that's really interesting. You can record from. Okay, I am learning about this Jensen right now. You can record from a tape to a USB, but not from a CD. Is that correct? Okay. Bear with me while I figure out something, or yeah. Yeah, of course it says no USB. Like that's I wasn't even pressing that button. That's the weirdest part. But I know, okay. All right. Oh, that's actually really weird that it won't really play either. Oh. Oh. Give it a second. All right, give it a second. Let it think. No USB. That's what I figured. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's just you can I don't think you can okay. Anyway, this is pedal, right? We are playing pedal. Oh no. Oh, what pedal demos? Pedal coming up next. These are all handmade. I mean, these are someone handmade every single one of these. Holy shit. That can't be true though. That can't be true. Someone oh my gosh. Why do I want to believe that was a parent? Like someone, like if my kid was like, can you do like, yeah, no, why do I believe that was a parent? We're not listening to pedal though, because we are listening to, um, I know. Pedal coming up next. And if you were here for that, yeah, no, they played a live show recently, but we were listening to. Wait, is that true? Yep. No. One Zone Haven, they played last night here in Seattle at the Cha Cha. They're I don't normally play CDs, but yeah, no, let's do it. We're listening to One's Own Haven from, I want to say San Diego. No, I'm certain they're from San Diego. I bought a shirt. Like I said, that was my first time going to the Cha-Cha. Definitely had never heard of this band before. Was only there for a free show, but yeah, no, supported the venue, supported the band. I am getting eaten alive by insects right now. I don't know if I ever finished that thought. Yeah, I started a mosh pit-ish, but I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, no. That time I booped the guy in the mosh pit. I was like, okay, I was in my own little corner, and I was like, I'm just gonna move like I want to move. And sometimes you look around and you can just get the sense, ooh, just my movement is making people uncomfortable. If you're in Seattle, you don't do much more than this. And if you're like, throwing elbows is bad etiquette even in the pit. But okay, we're gonna listen one more by One's Own Haven from San Diego. Currently on tour. Support them if you can. But in any event, I was in my own little corner doing my own big movements and kind of gauging the room, but noticing no one else is moving. And then I was like, I'm doing it. It was like the last song for the opening band, which is called Concrete something. I'm actually going to look it up. Oh, I'm serious. Like all my pictures from the last days at Bartel. So that's the flyer. Basically the same design as the t-shirt. These t-shirts are available. That's interesting. It just says Oregon. I didn't notice that before. I believe they played Portland, but they knew they were playing somewhere in Oregon, but not necessarily. Okay, anyway. Concrete Island is the name of the opening band. They were amazing as well. Like I said, so during the last, or one of the last songs of Concrete Island, by the way, I did successfully start a mosh pit. But anyway, I was like, I'm going for it. And so I moshed through and then I booped the guy and he laughed, and then at the next band, we moshed together. Sometimes you can boop a grown-ass adult and they will appreciate it sometimes, but your results may vary. I'm going to play one more song because they're pretty good. They're very good. And One's Own Haven. Have you heard of them? I hadn't. It was just a free show at the Cha-Cha. One night sex and shady sex. One night stands and shady sex won't pass the time. Oh, I've never had a one night stand, but I know about shady sex. No, it's true. I've never had a one night stand. I've never had less than a 6-month stand. There's no one I think that's still true. I don't believe I've ever had sex with anyone I dated for less than... No, that's true. That's not true. I've had sex with people I didn't date at all. But, yeah, if you do the median, 6 months is about that. Yeah, anyway, what are we talking about? Not me having sex, I'm asexual. That's weird. What are you talking about? Wait, did I... I got their set list. I got some, in addition to t-shirts, I got some stickers. Me too. Me too when songs are optional. That's upside down. No, it's not. Oh my god, that is like the best of like hand-drawn, like I can't describe how happy this sticker makes me. And again, we have the set list. Frederick Engels. So you support communism? That's a complicated answer. Specifically, people who criticize my calling out let's see what I'm looking for. In memory of Fred Epps. Me when I'm like, I can pull together the thread of this plot. Okay. Can I just say all your flyers are really text heavy, and like as someone again who I would happily I do happily show all your flyers, but none of this is going to win viewers on the internet, and none of even in real life I'm like, these movements need young people, because there are a lot of older people. Like, you'd be surprised when people, like, when someone on the right, I'm assuming, thinks about who are the protesters, they're thinking of like young people. They're definitely thinking of like young college age. It's me and older. I'm 50 and soon to be 51 and 5150. And people, yeah, no, it's not young people. It's older folks, and that's amazing. I mean, I wish it was more young people. And this is Pedal. So if you happen to check out some of my live streams, some of my live streams in the last week, I was talking about earlier in this episode, I was talking about like punk versus math rock. This band claims to be both, so I'm not the hugest math rock fan. Though Minus the Bear often gets categorized as math rock. You can be both. You can do both. I feel like I'm can you hear the music? Oh, it's okay. I had to turn that pretty high because okay. Well, it's a. This is Pedal from Andy's birthday bash just a few nights ago. Andy is a vocalist and guitarist. One of the guitarists. There are two guitarists, and they're both named Andy. That's interesting. I caught that at the time. I was like, wait, you're both named Andy? That's whose birthday is it? What do you think of this? I love this. They're so good. This is Pedal. This was definitely an example of I don't know how to describe. This is a scenario when you want to honor someone. So Pedal played last. They were the headliner, but they're definitely, at least in Seattle. I don't know where they're from, but I'm assuming they're in the greater Western Washington area. Anywhere but here was the headline, should have been the headliner. And I've seen this happen. This used to happen with Logical Nonsense, and this is actually what this band reminds me of. Is this? No, wait, not this band. There's another band, a local band that reminds me of Sistema Nervioso, but no, which is a Santa Fe band. But what this makes, oh my gosh, I should be pulling out my Santa Fe bands, my Logical Nonsense. Did I mention the part where I know Corey? Never mind. Yeah, no, I'm not going to name drop anymore. Can you even hear the music? When I'm playing not off of a vinyl, I can't tell like how the. Okay, anyway. Okay. But what happened was, anywhere but here played, and then a lot of people, including myself, left. But then I thought, I have a feeling. When you make the band that isn't the most famous band the headliner, you actually kind of screw them, because then people are going to leave, assuming they had already played. Yeah, so it was a much smaller crowd than it should have been. Whoa. Holy shit. Right. That was unexpected. Okay. That's still playing. Alright, something is happening here that I can't even describe or understand. I'm going to try and switch. Alright. I think we're done listening to music off of CDs, because that's this is why we don't do that. But this is totally demo. The pedal tapes. Excuse me. Oh, I have it right here. Anyone But Here is the band that people showed up for and then predictably left when they had played. Some of whom I'm assuming knew that they had played. Some of whom, and I'm sorry, well, everyone knew they played because they played. Some of whom, assuming, knew that they weren't a headliner but were just leaving because that's who they were there for. And some of whom, most of whom, I'm assuming who left, just didn't realize there's an actual, yeah. So again, when you're planning a show and you want to elevate someone who may not be the biggest artist, and you're like, we'll make them the headliner, it's his birthday, but then everyone leaves after you play, and you're not really elevating them. Just this is just general purpose. Like, this is Disc Test. I saw them play at the Ballard Blast. Shout out to all those who joined on the live stream for that. And they are playing, I want to say the 30th. Their show got canceled. I went to Post Pike last night. I think some of that footage got live streamed or uploaded, but there was no show. There's definitely no CD. Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Oh. Go. This is Seattle Records in the U District. They have now sold out of the tapes because I bought the last one, and I believe the 7 inches are completely sold out. The show that was supposed to happen at Post Pike last night in Georgetown got canceled, so I couldn't find out from the band directly if they still have 7 inches or where those 7 inches might still be available, but I can confirm they are sold out at Seattle Records in the U District, and sold out of the tapes as well because I bought the last one. You were listening to it. I don't think you can record from a CD to USB on this device. And by device, I mean my beloved Jensen. Because we're listening to a tape, there's no... Roll the dice. I'm going to play one more, and then... Is he just test? I have their cassette EP. what is being sorry. In what is being this is according to CNN, and we got a couple more news headlines. I said this wasn't a news episode, but I guess I ran out of stuff to talk about, so I did. In an unprecedented move, Gandhi and Patel bring in Missouri Attorney General to serve as FBI co-deputy director alongside of Dan. I don't know how to pronounce his name without possibly, Dan Bongino. Oh shit! Oh shit! No! Oh. That moment when you think a tape is stuck, and it's literally like it's not a. This is I mean it's a demo, and it's literally like it's a just test EP local punk stars. I don't know who wrote that. Like, was that from the store or from the artists? I can't tell either way. But anyway, you've been listening to Dis Test, my new favorite band. They're playing at Mezfest, I want to say on the 30th in Georgetown. Though the last time they promised to play in Georgetown, it got canceled. So I'm not even sure I trust her. No, I'm kidding. I'm not blaming them for it being canceled. What am I doing? What are we? Oh, that's wild. Holy shit. Is that true? We're just gonna pretend that goes together. Like, what is even happening here? All right, that doesn't seem right. Okay. This is Lemon Boy by Cave Town off of Lemon Boy. This version always strikes me as so weird because I know the live version and it doesn't have like this. Oh, me. When I press the wrong button, which is just me. Best DJ ever. Oh, you actually make me do this? Are we doing this? So like this is like my my record player is it has a CD player and a tape built in and radio and all that. It's complicated enough that it actually makes me sign in. I don't know like what. Okay, hold on. I'm pressing.
Lemon Boy and me started to get along together.
When the song actually was too well produced, so you had to like deconstruct it.
It's actually pretty easy being nice to a bitter boy like him. So I got myself a citrus friend.
But yeah, no, I mean, that just feels like an unprecedented vote of no confidence. According to The Hill, Cook political report shifts Ohio Senate race after Sherrod Brown entrance. Boop boop for sure. All right, then this is like, I love lists, and I think we're ending the end of the broadcast. We're reaching the end of the broadcast. This is according to The Spruce. I don't even know where these sources are coming from anymore, and I don't even know what I'm talking about. 5 tacky home upgrades that instantly make your home look bad, according to designers. First of all, I hate the word tacky. If you use the word tacky, that means you think your taste is objective, and it is not. What you think is tacky is someone else's beloved, and if you think it's a valid way to describe things, that is a red flag for me. Like, the word tacky is a huge red flag for me. I love lowbrow art, like tattoos and flamingos, and I love lowbrow art. And if you don't, that's okay, because taste is subjective. And if you think taste isn't subjective, you think your taste is objectively better than other people's, then you use words like tacky. But I don't use that word because my taste is subjective. I don't think my taste is better than yours. My taste speaks for itself. First of all, my taste speaks for itself based on the compliments I get every day in real life. So my taste is subjective, but someone likes it. You might not. You probably, but if you use the word tacky, we are not alike. We are not the same. And do it. Keep doing that and thinking you're right. Oh, I felt like, no, I played it all. Okay. Yeah, all right. We're into bonus features territory now. Yeah. I think the album version has grown on me. I've played it enough times. The first time I played it, it sounded so weird, but yeah. Me too. But I think it's grown on me. It's actually pretty easy. It's actually pretty easy being nice. Quote, Cape Town. This is Pokey Lafarge with Something in the Water. I only have a few more, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna end this episode. I'm just gonna think about, is there anything else I want? Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk about what are the new words added to the dictionary. That's the only thing interesting worth talking about. I think probably that's not a song I plan to play. Oh, and yet it is.
She got a broke down El Camino in the front yard of Bra. Her mom walks around in a pink nightgown, sandals and white socks. She don't mind a baseball game. In the middle, she's a pain in my brain. Drives me insane, but I love her just the same. Boy, love her just.
Nonetheless, okay. What are these quote-unquote tacky things designed? Oh, all white kitchen and baths. Okay, well, those, yeah. Especially if you're going to sell your home 30 years later, that's not going to stand up. Arches. Oh, I disagree. I think there need to be more arches in homes. And yeah, no, it costs money and it's impractical. If you have the space and can afford it, build more arches in your home. I personally, as a low-end home possible buyer, an arch would impress me. I would buy. Yeah, no, that would be enough to get me. So I think there need to be more arches, not less arches. Giant entranceway chandeliers. I actually kind of agree with that. I love chandeliers. I think chandeliers continue to need to be a thing, but smaller chandeliers, kitchen chandeliers, giant entranceway chandeliers have always been like, the color of the year. Yeah, no, you very will specifically date. If you choose the color of the year, you will absolutely exactly date, and real estate agents will be able to, like, and even AI will be like, this house was last decorated in. And again, remember. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, okay. I actually agreed with that whole listicle for once. What did you just say? Keep your listicles off of me. Shout out to, oh my God, John Stamos, John Cusack movie, Better Off Dead. Keep your tentacles off of me. That's not what she actually. Well, I just said it twice, but you know what she actually said in the movie. Shout out to Flint, Michigan. How y'all doing? Like how? I guess Epstein files to be released. I'm just looking at headlines right now. Maine officer arrested by ICE agrees to voluntarily leave U.S. Again, there are two stories here. One, we're deporting police officers. Two, police officers aren't they don't vet enough to even. Non-legal residents are passing background checks to serve on police departments, and that says more about the immigration in the U.S. I'm sorry, that says more about police departments than it does. Okay. This is Things I Wonder by the Shags off of Philosophy of the World. I wonder about so many things too. I don't think, yeah. Anyway. Holy shit. You know you're going to have a good time when it's the Shags. Kurt Cobain's favorite band. Yeah, no, you saw a lot of grunge stuff at Easy Street Records, and they did that walkthrough. People asked me, like, someone recently asked me, were you here for the whole grunge thing? No, I moved here in 2005. Are you a big grunge fan? No, I'm not. I like Nirvana fine. I'm not really a big Pearl Jam fan or Soundgarden fan, or I'm not a big grunge fan. But this is Kurt Cobain's favorite band, and you helped me. And I do like Nirvana. Like, that is. I'm glad that they will always be the one at most attached to grunge, because. Yeah. Shout out to Austin Wiggins, ultimate Nepo dad ever. If you don't understand these rules, just ask. Texas Democrat refuses GOP escort order and sleeps on House floor in protest. We're going to play one more by the Shags. Off of Philosophy of the World, this is... Oh. We might play two more because I kind of want to play Who Are Parents and, of course, My Pal Foot Foot. What are time signatures? Need an ankle replacement. Hospital in Texas bills $22,000, but New Jersey it's 197,000. Yeah, no, I don't make the news. I just report it. That's according to USA Business. Bananas have long been a supermarket staple worldwide. That could soon change. But what are you doing with bananas? Okay, this is very specific and possibly will get me on the list of people who are like, why did you call out them on the internet? Well, I don't have a platform. Shout out to Smith Brothers. Shout out to my driver. My regular driver is Jason. I have other people are my driver. Shout out to National Milk Man and or Woman Day, but it could just be Milk Person, which is August 12th. Started by Smith Brothers in 2015, I think. I know I'm rambling. Hear me out. Or don't cover. Oh, I love that they add the dry ice into the box in the summertime. That was, I'm assuming the original boxes didn't have that. You can't put bananas straight onto dry ice. Anyway. You're killing my bananas, bro. This episode is called "You're Killing My Bananas, Bro." The overlooked benefit of vitamin D could change how you take it. I don't know, but okay. Doctors say these 8 everyday habits can boost your immune system. These are, I'm just clicking on links. I'm not even reading them, but, anyway. Net. Oh. Why Amy Madigan and husband Ed Harris didn't clap for Elia Kazan in the 1999 Oscars. I know. I had a whole thing online about that. This episode's 100% cooked. Thanks for watching. This is Money by the Beatles. I mean, the Pink Floyders. Oh, wait. I 100% new. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. Good night. I think it's time to be done. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for seeing you. Yeah.
don't know. I was really drunk at the time.
Okay. I did not anticipate. Oh, I promise Weezer, and I will play Weezer. Okay. Maybe. Oof. No, that's not Weezer. I'm going entirely on like album cover. I think this is gonna be a. It's Blink 182. It looked like. Yeah. I swear to God, I'm gonna close with Weezer. Maybe. Oh shit. Okay. Shit's falling down. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's all Blink 182. That's Paramore. Oh. Okay. It's not actual Weezer. It's not Weezer Prime, but this is Island in the Sun, the Rockabye Baby version. You've been Weezered. Is that it? It doesn't seem to be as quite a much of a meme as speaking of Algospeak and all that. Oh, I will end this episode, and I promise I will look at like the top words that are added to the Cambridge Dictionary because this is Island in the Sun. But Weezered is not. It is allegedly the new Rickrolled. You've been Weezered, but it's. I don't think it's quite. I don't think it will end up with this quite the status that. Boop, boop, boop. This is Island in the Sun by Weezer. If you're a toddler teacher, you know. I can't play Metallica at nap time. Yes, you can. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. Boop boop. You know who you are, and you know why you're here, but I don't. So let me know in the comments or future comments or whatever. Like what? I don't understand. But I'll keep being here if you are. I of all the live streams. Oh, I do promise to get to the Cambridge. Um, the comment that really hit me. I was riding a bus and I was posting footage of just me riding a bus, and so whoever tuned in, they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know why. All they could see was just like footage from a bus, And someone commented, and it was a regular, and we have live stream regulars and regular regulars. Shout out to Shecky, shout out to RRGG, shout out to Marie, shout out to AB, shout out to all the regulars. But there, yeah, the live stream is developing its own regulars. Shout out to Hyperpop Kid, aka Nikolai. And oh, bro, I feel you wanting to fight with the trolls in my comments, and I'm like, I'm ignoring them for a reason. But and I, yeah, they're gonna say stupid shit like that. People say stupid shit like that, and you seem really like outraged and surprised. People will say stupid shit like that on the internet. They're allowed to now. The internet just allows. Yeah, no. Oh, TikTok just updated their terms of service, and all of it is like, this is nonsense. We don't allow hate speech. Yes, you do. We don't allow. Yeah, no, it's all fucking nonsense. But also, um, look it up and let me know. And if you're someone who actually reads terms of services like I do, what doesn't turn up on your For You page, they they don't actually specify in either. They link from one document to another, and then the second document links back to the first document. That's a famous tactic of online businesses who don't really actually care about accountability. And both of them claims the other document will let you know what is For You page ineligible, and neither document currently, as of, well, they're calling it the September 13th edit because that's when it's going to take effect, but neither of them actually explains what is For You page eligible or ineligible. It's just, yeah, again, I don't post content on TikTok at all for a variety of reasons. Um, I don't love YouTube. I don't love Google. I don't love Meta. I don't love Alphabet. I don't love Facebook. But yeah, no. And every time I post, I think about, why are people still on X? Someone was complaining about something, and I'm like, oh no, they were calling someone else out like as a hypocrite, and I'm like, you're on X. Why would you? Why you are supporting Elon Musk right now while calling someone else as a hypocrite for supporting whatever you disagree? Whatever. I'm so exhausted. I want to go to bed, and I'm going to. Thank you. Good night. Boop boop. Wait. Okay. I'm like, wait, did it actually end? I hope that makes it into like the descriptor, like the, and I hope, yeah, no, wherever you're watching this, I hope there is like a captions, and I hope Heavy Sigh made it into it. Good fucking night.